All right, folks, welcome back. Chief Kirk for Kravology. So this week I promised you that I would cover something that would save your life. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about movement patterns. I'm going to give you three powerful examples of not only how to move towards a handgun in defending the handgun, but also how to think about movement patterns, how to build them into your training, how to do much better Krav Maga. I think you're going to like it. Stay with me. All right, so I promised you three concepts for movement patterns. I want to say something first to you. I had a discussion with my students earlier today. One of the things we talked about was movement patterns, and one of the students said to me, wow, why haven't I thought of this? And my answer to him was, I don't know. Why aren't you thinking like this? So here's what I said. If you're not looking at, in this case, redirecting in a powerful way, getting out of the line of fire, redirecting the threat, addressing the danger in a powerful way, if you're not looking at it in the context of how you move and your body and what's tight, what's not tight, and what you know about yourself, in other words, if you don't have a strategy, and if you're not training a movement pattern with physical cues that are repeatable, consistent, and effective, you're not thinking about it right, or you're not thinking about it enough. So we're thinking about, in this case, redirection. And when I asked my students, of the principles of Krav Maga, which is the most important, they always know to say the one you're on. And I say, that's right, but to get to any of them, you have to do the first one well. So we're addressing the danger. We're talking about movement patterns. We're talking about movement patterns as a function of direction, angle, and physical cue. Okay, so James has the gun on me. He's touching. I recognize I need a way to get to the gun without telegraphing as one of several issues. So I'm going to use my thumbnail as a physical cue. I'm going to try to keep the side of my arm still, and I'm going to draw up my body with my thumbnail this way, which is obviously different than if we're doing something like this. If I do this, I'm telegraphing. So I come up this way and take the gun off. So this is a simple example where I'm using my thumbnail and the same side of my body to draw up this way, flash my hand, and drive the gun off with a body defense. Things like this are important. Here's another example. The gun's at my head. I know when the gun's at my head, I'm using this hand because the camera's on this side. The gun's at my head. I know if I do this, and I get to here before I move my head or make the head defense, that it's taking too long because my hand's flashing inside of his eyes. So in this case, the physical cue is the moment I feel my hand move, I move my head. So I'll do it slow and then do it sort of faster for you. So one, the gun's here, I think move my hand. As it starts to move, it gets about right here, my head goes off as I come up and defend the gun. If you're not thinking in these terms, you're not doing these types of things, and you can't repeat them consistently and with effectiveness, you're not training in a way that's going to be helpful to you in a time of stress and violence. So here I am. So I'm in this position. I'm always waiting for my thumb to come up, or my hand to come up. But as soon as I feel my hand moving, I'm already in this position. Don't wait. Find timing and find physical cues. The last concept I want to give you today is gun in front of the elbow. So guns in front of the elbow, a lot of people bump the gun when they come up to get it. So in redirecting, what I do is I feel the thumbnail on this side, and I immediately turn my pinky, and I pull my elbow up as quickly as I can. So I'm doing thumb, pinky, elbow as high as I can, off my body, driving out as I make body defense, stepping in. Right? So again, thumb to pinky, here, and going in to get the gun. These physical cues, the concept of patterns of movement, are specifically most important when you're doing difficult defenses, when there's a coordination of a body defense and a hand movement, or when there's a difficult movement to be made, like gun in front of the arm, where you're not able to do a body defense first, or even in conjunction with movement. So think about this. You need a strategy for patterns of movement, and those patterns of movement need to support you addressing the danger, and in this case, leaving the line of fire, where those things are effective, consistent, and they're not only consistent in terms of your repeatable, but consistent for you in terms of your capacity to do them. So what is it about you? What is it about your relationship with the technique or the movement pattern that creates in you thumb to pinky or T-Rex arms, right? You have to find those. You don't have to use what I'm doing. You don't even have to listen to what I'm saying. If you want to, prove it to yourself. Never listen to what anyone tells you about how to save your life until you've proved it to yourself. There is so much poor advice, technique, demonstration on the internet, things that look flashy that are just inherently dangerous. Prove everything to yourself. In this case, find movement patterns that work for you, train them, and you'll be better and safer. All right, as always, thanks for watching. As a teaser for next week, another thing that will save your life. Every week, we're saving your life. Please remember to subscribe to Kravology. We have a bunch of social media stuff. Go like that and get on it and see what we're doing. Drop down those boxes, ask questions, send comments. As always, walk in peace.